What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In tonight's video, I'm bringing you along with me to do a restripe job for a Sonic franchise. Now, this is just one of many jobs that we landed for this franchise client using the same exact strategy that I showed you guys when I made a video about how to land franchise clients. So if you're new to the channel, be sure that you go back and watch that video and take away some key insights from that, and just implement the same strategy, and it'll help you land larger franchise clients and higher ticket items. And I also want to say thank you to everyone who's been subscribing and supporting the content. I really do appreciate it. Y'all are all amazing, and I really do appreciate all the support that we've been receiving. Now let's get into this job. One of the negative aspects that I came across is, you see right there, wet spots. Now, on this particular day, it was actually very, very hot. Unfortunately, customers dumped their drinks out on the concrete, so it is very frustrating as a person that really needs those lines to be dried. And unfortunately, I did not bring a torch to heat up the area, so what I did was I just patted those lines down and then came back to it an hour and a half so later. But really didn't have any problems dialing in the machine. As you've seen in the last couple videos, I was having a problem with my RX-80 spray gun, but for the most part tonight it went super smooth. All I had to do is just make sure I changed out that filter and everything was ready to go. What is also wonderful about this is that the manager on duty said that they did not mind if I did it while they were still open, which was absolutely awesome. I didn't have to wait for them to close. I didn't do it late at night. I think I started at like 9 p.m. and I was able to cone off certain areas, and then once the paint dried, I was able to just move from one area to another, restriping while they were still open. So that was really awesome. I'm spraying a latex paint. It's not during the day. The sun is actually down. So the drying time is a lot less faster than usual whenever the sun is up. But nevertheless, the paint still is drying relatively quickly, and everything is going smooth. But just enjoy the video, and I'll check in back with y'all in a little bit. Will you come move the truck? I want to say this with the handicaps. One thing to keep in mind is when you're spraying these handicap stencils, if you've only got a few, it's not that big of a deal as it pertains to being at risk for getting paint on the ground. In this case, I'm only spraying 2 to 3 handicaps, so I'm not too worried about actually spilling too much paint on the ground. So I'm able to just lift up the handicap stencil and then immediately put it on the other one without any fear of excess paint drops. Now keep in mind, if you're spraying like 10 or 15 of these things, that before picking them up and moving on to the next one, if you've got a whole bunch of them that you're doing at one time, it's probably not as wise to try to move that quickly. It's probably best to either have a backup stencil or to give it a little bit longer for drying times. That way you don't risk any dropping paint, or that way you don't risk any potential paint being dropped on the ground. A cool tip that I learned from a friend of mine, he said that whenever you were spraying stencils, to kind of lower the pressure down. And since he gave me that tip, I can understand why. It's a lot easier to deal with. You can kind of move a lot slower, but you can get a lot of coverage on the stencil, and it really just kind of helps you get better at stenciling. So that was a really cool tip, and I really appreciate that. The night so far is going good, and everything's going fine. The parking lot is not busy at all, and it's really making it where it's easy on me to navigate through the parking lot. By this time, of course, the lot is actually closed, so I'm able to freely move around. Still a little bit of wet spots, but I was able to kind of work on different sections of the parking lot, just patting those lines down. But overall, so far, it's been a great night. All right, let's keep going. I don't know if you've been paying attention so far, but my start and my stop in this video has been very good. One thing that I cannot stand whenever I go to a job for a estimate or a restripe job, whatever the case may be, I cannot stand whenever each line is a different line length. I think that is the sloppiest, tackiest, trashiest way. for someone to do business, especially for their customer. But in this particular day, my start, my stop was phenomenal. I mean, I was engaging the trigger right whenever I needed to, and I was really, really happy, really, really satisfied. What you're watching now is towards the end of the night. Kind of getting tired at this point. It's very hot. I'm drinking a lot of water, sweating a lot too, but I'm getting kind of tired. But as you can see right there, I've got a light on the Titan, and it wasn't a fancy upgrade or anything like that. It was just a basic spotlight that I duct taped to it, and it works perfectly fine. I mean, you can see it right there. Of course, the parking lot in the Sonic was already well lit, but this just helped me get a better visual of where I needed to stripe the lines with precise accuracy. Alright, now we are coming up to the end of the video, but I just want to say one thing. You see this ramp right here? It's always good to offer in your estimates a non-slip component, even if they turn it down. That way it can negate you from potential liabilities. Anyways, thanks everyone so much for watching. I hope you liked the video. If you're watching, don't forget to subscribe, and we will see you in the next video. Alright, out.